Hey everyone, welcome to another vlog of mine. So, I just saw Fantastic Four, the reboot version, and to tell you the truth, I am not super impressed by it. Don't get me wrong, I don't think it's terrible, but for me, I feel like it is a setup movie to the next Fantastic Four movie that's coming out in, I think, 2 years. Because before it even came out, they're planning on doing another one, so there's that. Also, if you're planning on seeing it, just see the regular version. Don't see like the IMAX or AVX or whatever version there is. Just see the regular version. Also, there's nothing at the end of the credits, so don't bother staying to the end of the credits because that's just a waste of your time. Also, a little tidbit of information. It was filmed in Ontario and Quebec. All parts of it were. So, just thought I'd give you that little tidbit of information. So now, we're going to be going into spoilery type stuff. So, if you have not seen the movie yet, I would suggest stop watching it, or watching/listening now. But if you have seen the movie, or you just don't care about being spoiled, then continue on. So, first things first, this is how I remember seeing it in the movies. Pretty much, it starts off with Reed and Grimm meeting each other for the first time as little kids, and Reed showing him his little version of how he could teleport things, and then it goes 7 years later to how they can actually bring things back from where at first they thought was just another part of the world on Earth, to them finding out from Sue Storm and her stepfather that it's from another realm or another planet or whatever. And then them going to the nether realm with Victor Von Doom, what's his name? Johnny Storm, and Reed and Ben Grimm. And at first I was wondering, like, once they came back, how in the world is she getting the powers? But then then when you see the movie, you figure out how she gets her powers, because in the original, all five of them go to in the original, they go to some distant planet, and some blast gives them the powers. Whereas in this one, everyone but Sue goes to this planet, and because Victor had to touch the green gooish planet type thing, it ended up setting off a chain reaction, which sent them running back to I forget what it's called, to teleport back to Earth. And Victor ends up sucked into the planet, and the rest of them were able to get back. And from what I could tell, from the blast, which sucked her in and gave her the powers of what she got the powers from, which took away a lot of the electricity that were in the local area. So, and then from there you find out, that Reed leaves, and he's trying to figure out how to fix things, but leaves everybody else that survived is back in the military base. And Grimm is being used for military use, and Sue is trying to figure out things, and Storm is getting ready to go off and join Grimm in this whole thing. Now, so by this point, everyone's figured out what their powers are, and eventually, Sue is being told by her stepfather to find Reed, and then they eventually do, and they bring him back, and then they make another one, and they sent people back to the planet, and they find Victor still alive, which is shocking, but it's not that shocking in a way. And then he pretty much kills a whole bunch of people and then goes back to the planet, which supposedly, according to him, made him strong. And he was doing this terraform type thing where he was trying, not terraform type thing, he was doing this thing where it kind of looked like terraforming but wasn't terraforming, because he was trying to destroy Earth because he felt like Earth was already destroyed and didn't need to be saved. So by using his planet to destroy Earth, or what he calls his planet, to destroy Earth, and that's where the whole team up of the Fantastic Four starts, and they all go to that planet, or what he calls his planet, to stop it from happening. And, well, obviously, because it's a movie and it's good versus bad, they end up doing it in the end. And Victor ends up supposedly dying. We don't know if he is actually dead or not, because they didn't give us any clue of whether, or at least I didn't see any clue of whether he was going to survive or not. So, as of right now, like I said, there is nothing at the end of the credits, and pretty much at the end of the movie, it was them trying to figure out a name for themselves, because they figure they deserve to call themselves something, and they have their own place to figure out, like, maybe a cure for themselves and stuff like that. And they were going around coming up with funny names, and then Ben Grimm said something about them being fantastic, and then that triggered Reed thinking, oh, maybe they call them Fantastic Four, and before they could say four, then the credits showed up. So that's just pretty much a summary of what the whole movie was. Now, according to what I briefly read, the director said that Fox ruined his movie of what he wanted for the film. So maybe it wasn't the director's fault, maybe it was Fox's fault for ruining the movie. So I don't know what the original script was supposed to be or how things were going, but it wasn't, like I said at the beginning of the video, not super impressive. What was I going to say? As the character looks, Victor Von Doom, or that he just calls himself Doom, I thought it was cool, but I still like the original version, because it kind of looked more like the comic books and the cartoon than the actual it looked like that better than what the reboot was, because to me, I mean, they had the look okay. I mean, they had a tattered hood and all that stuff, but the face wasn't like it didn't have like a mask. It didn't have like a metal mask, and even if it was like part of him, they could have made it look more metallic than Planet looking like they did for what they did in the movie. I mean, don't get me wrong, it looked okay, but it wasn't that impressive. Now, for what's it called? For Johnny Storm, what I was gonna say for him, I think they did a better job in the original than the reboot. The way they looked, I think it wasn't as impressive. I think they improved on the Thing, Ben Grimm's character, better than the original, that's for sure. And to tell you the truth, I think they copied Sue Storm because they didn't really need to change it. They just updated the graphics, so I think that's what they did with her. So they didn't really need to improve on her that much, and I thought she did a well job. So overall, for characters, the people that they picked for the characters, I think they did a well done job for it. Storyline, they could have improved on that, but whatever. I mean, what's done is done. You can't really do anything about it. Graphics well done, action well done. Reed's being able to change his face looked really cool. So yeah, overall, I would say it was an okay movie. For me, I say it's a not go to the theaters, but buy the movie type of a thing, in my opinion at least. So, anyways, sorry I rambled on, and whenever you watch this, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and goodbye.